Hi, it's a 5 minute friend Charles G. Pee. Welcome you to the 51st edition of the program 5 Minute Talk, brought to you by Light to Youth, helping youth in their walk with God. In our last edition, we started our series on sex, and I told us that we're gonna be looking at sex, marriage, and family for some time on 5 Minute Talk. So today we will continue our series on sex, looking at sexual immorality, taking sex outside God's design. As I was saying, today I want us to look at sexual immorality, taking sex outside God's design. Whenever we take sex outside God's design, we are committing sexual immorality. And there is nothing absolutely I can compare to sexual immorality when it comes to how much it has destroyed society. Sexual immorality has destroyed society very, very much. And this is so because it affects the unit of society. The smaller unit of society is the family. And sexual immorality has destroyed the family so much so that society cannot hold together. If you look at the divorce cases, if you look at how many people are engaging in relationship all because they want to seek satisfaction, even though this relationship they go for cannot offer them the satisfaction they seek. People are seeking open marriages. People are just seeking to be single and seek friends with benefits. But these things are just delusional because they don't have the contentment that we will seek. They don't have it. So they cannot give the contentment to us. They cannot give that contentment to us that we seek. And we have different types of sexual immorality. We have pornography. No matter our reason for engaging in pornography, whether we want to maybe say, know how to have sex, it is still wrong. Let me ask you a question. Can you pay money to go to a live sex performance event to learn how to have sex? Can you do that? What do you think is different then? Is it because it's virtual? Another thing is premarital sex. And people have very good reasons. They rationalize having premarital sex. They want to know how to have sex. They want to prepare for sex. They don't want for their spouses to cheat on them, so they want to start practicing. And another thing is that, they don't want to backpick. They don't want to buy pick in bed. They want to do test drives. Yeah, and one thing I will tell you quickly is that we will be taking this thing one at a time. But I just want to give us an overview of them all. Premarital sex is another thing that is even this is one thing that has destroyed the family also. Because there are two things that keep family together: trust and commitment. And premarital sex derailed the family of these things. So we have nothing left. So family are breaking down because of the lack of commitment, because of the lack of trust. And why? It's because we have things like pornography, premarital sex, and again, extramarital sex. People think that when they get married, they'll stop having sexual feeling toward other people other than their spouses, which is not true. That's just a delusion. That's a delusion. You don't believe that, but instead you have feelings now to control. Same sex, is a big issue now. Men want to have sex with men, women want to have sex with women, and they want us to say it's okay. No, it is not okay. It is wrong. And another thing is this, and this is one thing, and this is one way I think. If you are a Christian and you think these things are correct, then I think you are somewhere or the other supporting same sex. Because anal sex is wrong. It is wrong. I mean, just like I using my cup to eat my food from it and using my plate to drink from it. Like, how does that sound to you? For God's sake, oral sex. So these things are all wrong. They are all sexual immorality, and we have different other sexual immorality. So I want us to know this, that we should always keep sex within God's design, not taking sex outside God's design, because taking sex outside God's design is committing sexual immorality. And what is God's design for sex? It is one man, one woman in a confine of marriage for lifetime. That is it. So always keep sex in that way. So if you are single, it's abstinent for you. You never engage in any form of sexual activity. If you are married, faithfulness. You remain faithful to your partner and never to do anything with any other person. Thank you very much for being with me on the 51st edition of the program 5 Minute Talk, brought to you by Light to Youth, helping you in their walk with God. I have been your 5 minute friend, Charles G. Peewee.